They say actions speak louder than words, but in the world of the Stoic man, silence speaks volumes. In a society overflowing with noise-constant messages, posts, likes, and desperate validation-seeking, silence becomes a rare form of power. The Stoic man doesn't chase, he doesn't perform, he doesn't try to impress. He simply exists in full alignment with his values, and that presence alone becomes magnetic. Winning her heart doesn't mean winning her approval. It means becoming the kind of man she naturally respects because he respects himself first, not with words, but with behavior, not with seduction, but with substance, not by trying to make her feel something but by mastering what you feel within. Let's walk through the Stoic way to win her heart without saying a single word. You don't need to talk. You don't need to explain yourself. When you walk into a room, your presence speaks on your behalf. That quiet confidence, that calm certainty, it tells her everything she needs to know. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In the same spirit, the best way to attract is not to become someone you're not, but to fully become yourself. To master your presence, you must first master your emotions. No reaction, no desperation, no seeking, just composure. Stand tall, make calm eye contact, and keep your movements intentional. A man who doesn't rush, who isn't swayed by chaos, exudes strength. And women notice that before a single word is spoken. 2. Control your energy, not the outcome. A Stoic doesn't try to manipulate someone's emotions. He controls his energy and lets the outcome unfold naturally. Most men try to win her heart by changing themselves into what they think she wants. But that approach is rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. The Stoic man, however, operates differently. He doesn't chase connection. He creates it by being deeply aligned with who he is. When you control your energy, your focus, your attention, your time, you show her that you're not moved by momentary feelings. You're grounded, and that makes her wonder, who is this man who doesn't try to impress me? That mystery draws her closer. Discipline is attractive. A man who rises early, who trains his body, who reads, who works with purpose, he doesn't need to talk about it. She sees it, she senses it. Epictetus taught, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. That is the essence of silent attraction. You don't talk about how driven you are. You don't talk about how kind or thoughtful or capable you are. You live it. Let her see how you handle your routines. Let her notice how you treat others. Let her feel the quiet discipline in how you speak rarely, but precisely. That's how she begins to respect you, not for what you say, but for what you do, consistently. She can't be drawn to you if you're emotionally entangled in needing her. True Stoic detachment doesn't mean you don't care, it means you are not controlled by your desire. The more you need someone, the more you lose yourself. The Stoic way is to remain whole. You are not a half looking for completion. You are a full grounded man with or without her. When she feels that you are not trying to possess her, that you don't require her attention to feel worthy, she feels something rare, safety and intrigue. Your detachment gives her the freedom to choose you, not because she has to, but because she wants to. In relationships, the man who can hold his emotional frame is the one who leads, not with control, but with calm. Holding your frame means you stay solid no matter what emotional storm comes your way. She may test you, she may pull back, she may try to provoke emotion from you to see if you're real, and you don't react, you observe, you smile, you remain grounded, because a Stoic man knows that emotion is fleeting, but his values are not. When you hold your frame, she knows she can trust your sender. That stability is something few men offer, and she feels it without you saying a word. Most men panic in solitude. They need noise, company, distraction. But a Stoic man embraces being alone, not because he's antisocial, but because solitude is where he sharpens his soul. When you're comfortable alone, she notices, because in that silence, you become more than just a man, you become a presence. You're not glued to your phone. You're not chasing attention. You're not desperately searching for someone to fill a void. You walk alone with peace. You think deeply. You observe life. You learn. And what's more attractive than a man who doesn't need anyone but still chooses to connect from a place of strength? A woman senses that you're not incomplete without her. That makes her want to be a part of your world because you didn't beg her into it. You simply made solitude look like power. Most men hear only to respond. They listen for gaps in conversation, ready to jump in and prove themselves. The Stoic man listens differently. He listens to understand, not to defend, not to correct, not to compete, just to understand. This kind of presence is rare. It's felt. It's powerful. She speaks, and you don't interrupt. You don't try to fix her. You don't rush to make her feel better or sway her opinion. You simply let her express herself fully. In that moment, she feels safe. She feels heard. And not just heard, but seen. Your silence in those moments isn't weak, it's deliberate. It shows restraint, maturity, strength. When you master the art of listening without reacting, you build trust without saying a word. Don't try to win her over. Build something she naturally wants to be part of. Too many men try to use charm or words to win a woman's heart, while living an uninspired, scattered life. That's not attraction, that's distraction. The Stoic path is to create a meaningful life with or without her. Focus on your mission. Build your body. Grow your mind. Deepen your skills. Serve your community. Create structure. Make your life your message. Then and only then invite someone in. She'll feel the difference between a man who wants her to complete his life and a man who invites her into something already complete. And no need for convincing. No need for performance. The life you've built speaks louder than your words ever could. Stoicism is not about being cold or emotionless, it's about mastering your emotions so they don't master you. When you feel something deeply, you don't need to broadcast it. You don't need to prove how real you are by reacting. You remain composed, but you are not a robot. You still care. You still love. You still feel. You just don't need attention to validate it. You don't need to be loud about what's sacred to you. When a woman senses that you feel deeply but remain composed, that you have emotion but also discipline, she sees something rare, controlled depth. It's not about hiding emotion, it's about channeling it. You cry in private, then rise in public. You bleed on your own time, then show up with honor. That's the kind of man who wins her heart silently because his emotional discipline becomes undeniable. At the end of it all, the Stoic man understands one truth: you never have to chase what's meant for you. If you've become strong, grounded, purposeful, and emotionally disciplined, your presence becomes magnetic. Let her come to you not through force, not through manipulation, but through natural attraction to your energy. This isn't about playing games. This isn't about pretending to ignore her or using tactics. It's about standing still while others run. It's about being the eye in the storm. It's about showing her that your world doesn't rise or fall on her approval, but her world will shift when she sees what kind of man you've become. In the end, the Stoic doesn't win her heart by saying the right thing. He wins it by becoming the right man. Closing words: you were silent, but she heard you. You never had to chase. You never had to prove. You never had to talk your way into her heart. Your discipline spoke. Your silence spoke. Your groundedness spoke. And what it said without saying a word was this: I am not here to impress you. I am here to live a life of meaning. You are free to join me, but I will walk this path regardless. And that, more than charm, more than lines, more than effort, is what wins her heart. The Stoic Way.